I am back. Yes, finally. If you don't know where I've been, then either you haven't been paying attention to my YouTube, or you just been like under a rock, or just been ignoring me, or it's your first time. But I've been out sick. I do have sickle cell anemia. If you did not know, now you know. So I had a sickle cell crisis. I was dealing with that. I was in the hospital for a bit. And luckily this sickle cell crisis was a minor one. A lot of times a sickle cell crisis could leave me in the hospital for like a month, maybe 2 months. If it's really bad, then I might be in the hospital for like 3 or 4 months. So luckily this one was like just kind of chill. It was I caught it early. But yes, I'm back. And the first thing I want to talk about is Johnny Somali, because there has been a ton of information that has been gushing out of the waterworks about Johnny Somali. And the last thing that we talked about was that he had lost his passport, and yeah, he was pretty much in trouble for things that he's done. Excuse me. He has officially been charged now, criminally charged, and we are going to go over what that means. And I've seen a lot of people saying that his jail time is like 10 years, 26 years, 39 years. We're gonna talk a little bit about that and why we don't actually know what his jail time is. Also, we're gonna talk about why it could be a significant amount of time, which hopefully, you know, that's all I'm hoping. We're also going to talk about what happens, what he might be subjected to while he's in jail, and we're going to talk about, you know, if he gets deported, if he ever gets deported back to America or whatever. But yeah, stick around, because it's going to be a long one. I've gathered a ton of information, but more information keeps coming out, so I just want to like get it all. I just want to get my video out before more and more information comes out. You know what I'm saying? So, by the way, most of what we're gonna go over today, the videos are by Legal Mindset. So he has been following the Johnny Somali case for like constantly. He has been like eagle-eyeing that shit. You feel me? So if you ever want to be up to date on the Johnny Somali case, then just definitely check out Legal Mindset's channel, because he looks at it, the way he looks at Johnny Somali's issues and happenings. Well, he looks at it from a legal mindset. So a link to his channel will be in the description below, as well as all the links to the videos that I use in this video. So let's get to it, okay? So the first thing that I want to do, to be honest, is remind you all of Johnny Somali's thought process when it comes to everything that he's doing. So personally, I want to say that I fucking love everybody. I love Asian people. And Johnny Somali, this is his outlook, his thought process on Asian people. This is him speaking in a Twitter chat or whatever. So I don't think Legal Mindset has seen this. I'm not sure if he has, but this is by 15 minutes of shame. But I'm going to show you what Johnny Somali's thought process and mindset is when it comes to him doing what he's doing for clout.
I hate Asians. I think all Asians need to be exterminated. I hate Asians. I think all Asians need to be exterminated.
If I do this, I'm really hoping that.
There's that. And it continues here.
Especially after listening.
I don't know. I don't like being good. I don't want to be. If I make content, I don't know. I like to make content that makes people violent. I hate Asians. I think all Asians need to be exterminated. Somebody please put this on the news tomorrow.
So you guys,
if this is recorded, I hope the news puts this on the news. I want to start a race war. And I think I'm slowly, with every country I go and radicalize, I'm starting a race war. And for all you right-wing people that don't want immigrants to come to countries or not, the right wing should be promoting me and using me as an example. There's been a fat bastard in a car driving around for 4 or 5 days without sleep, 12 hours a day, searching for me in Seoul. I think people in America have more lives than this.
so yeah,
So first off, he's not radicalizing anything. Excuse me. He's just going from country to country and being a nuisance. He does state, like, as soon as he gets in trouble, he goes, "Oh, I'm American, I'm American," and that's gonna save him. What he is doing though is that he himself is kind of a little bit, it's a little bit of a disruption with like the diplomatic what's the word I'm looking for? The diplomatic things. I don't know what it is I'm looking for, but he is causing an issue with that just a little bit, because he always tries to cause trouble, then immediately goes, "Oh, I'm American, I'm American." But it's not really a diplomatic issue, because like it's just one guy that's trying his hardest to piss people off, and we don't want him. Japan doesn't want him. Korea is like, all right, we're gonna fuck him up, and if we don't fuck him up, then we're gonna send him to America. In America, we expect you to fuck him up. And so it's like, all right, bet, pass the ball. We gonna, you know what I'm saying, do our thing. But if I promise you, if Johnny ever comes to America, he's not gonna be welcomed here either. Like, people are gonna be hunting him just like they did in Korea, except America, they can carry guns, they can carry weapons. There's much more freedoms to fucking people up when it comes to America. You feel me? But yeah. So let's get to these legal mindset clips. Like, he has a bunch of live streams, and I've timestamped different parts of the live stream that I wanted to go over and talk about. And so let's get to that. And yeah, so this one is titled "Huge Win, Johnny Somali Finally Criminally Charged." So this is when he first got charged, and we're gonna go over what that actually means, and then we're gonna go over the Korean jail time, like how that the law process in Korea, how that works.
With the strength there, the relative strength. All right, so here we go. We have this from a Korean news outlet. This is the Korea Jung'an Daily. U.S. streamer Johnny Somali handed to Korean prosecutors for convenience store outburst. Now, I'm going to read this article so you guys understand what happened today, and then I'm going to explain why this is a huge fucking deal. This is not a little deal. This is a massive deal because of the way their system works. Okay? It's different than our system. It's not the same, right? It looks like it on the outside, but it's not. So Johnny Somali, a U.S. streamer known for his offensive online antics, was handed over to the Korean prosecution for creating a commotion in a convenience store.
So, by the way, I just want to remind you guys, right now, I'll not remind you guys, but I want to let you guys know, because I've already looked at this. I've already heard what this means. Like, yes, they have charged him for his incident in the Korean convenience store. You know, when he was like dumping noodles, like pouring the fucking juice of the noodles, the noodle bowl out on the table, then like throwing noodles around and yelling at the convenience store lady. He's been criminally charged for that, right? But here's the thing. Korea, all you have to do is be charged. Once you're charged with like a minor offense, if you have other offenses, Korea will stack those charges. So they caught him for the smallest charge, for the charge that's not that offensive. I mean, it's offensive, don't get me wrong, but it is the smallest offense, right? Compared to everything else that he's done. And so they caught him with that. Now everything else that they charged him with, they can stack on and add up the jail time and add up the penalty that he has to face. So Korean, they know what they're doing. You know what I'm saying? Also, I'm gonna let you know that this the issues that he's been dealing with, the Korean prosecutors have kind of fast-tracked everything that he's, everything that they're doing with him. Like, normally, actually you'll see it later, but normally, like, if you've been charged, it takes like 2 to 4 months for that to process, and then that, you know what I'm saying? He was charged, and then it took like 2 weeks for the next step. You know what I'm saying? So they're fast-tracking it. They're not waiting on this. which is what I like. It's like, okay, I see you fast tracking it, but you know what I'm saying? Go ahead and, you know, make sure you slowly throw the book at him. You know what I'm saying? If you have multiple books, then throw multiple books at him. You feel me? Let's get it.
According to the Seoul Mapo police precinct on Monday, the streamer, whose legal name is Ramsey Khalid Ismail, remember that, Ramsey Khalid Ismail. Now, by the way, I say both his name and his nickname because of two reasons. Number one, he hates his name, so I love saying it to piss him off. And number two, we need to make his name out there, his colloquial name out there, or his nickname, Johnny Somali, out there. So no matter where he goes, he can get reported, he can get banned, he can get, you know, like he can get appropriate actions can be taken no matter where this guy goes.
Basically, you know how when EDP 445, after he miraculously, I don't know how he keeps getting away, escapes from having to do jail time, even though he's trying to meet up with cupcakes in private. And for like the longest time, the internet was following him, was trying to find out where he's worked, was harassing him as work until he got fired, was doing all this shit, right? So if you actually know Johnny Somali's real name, which is Ramsey Khalid Ismail, then if he ever comes back to America, you can do the same fucking thing. Since he's already banned on all of the streaming platforms instead of like Rumble and like TikTok, he's banned on Kick, which is amazing because Kick rarely ever bans anybody. He's banned on Twitch, he's banned on YouTube, and for a while he was even banned on he is also banned on Twitter. Except it's like, hold on, let me show you. See, his account is suspended. I can't do anything with it. He just violated the rules. His account is just suspended. So he's banned on Twitter too. But so if he ever comes back to America and he runs out of his streaming ability, and he can't make any money, and he tries to get a normal job, do what you do, internet. Oh, that's that Ramsey Khalid Ismail. Ramsey Khalid Ismail. Oh yeah. Nah. This is him. Harass the workplace that he works at. Harass him. Stalk him. No. Let me not say that. Don't do that. The internet can do that. The internet shouldn't do that. Make sure I say that for my, saying just, wink, wink, nudge, nudge. But the internet can follow him, harass him, make sure he doesn't ever able to manage a job or keep a stable job wherever he goes, and yeah, fuck him over. So you gotta remember his name, Ramsey Khalid Ismail. All right, Ramsey Ismail, Ramsey Khalid Ismail. Say it with me, Ramsey Khalid Ismail. There you go. All right.
All right. So he was handed over Wednesday on charges of obstructing a business. He uploaded a video of himself pouring instant noodles on a table in a convenience store in Mapo district, Western Seoul, on October 15th. His outburst began after employees stopped him from drinking alcohol in the store. Ismail also blasted loud music and screamed sexist slurs at the employee. So understand this action. This action is going to be very important. He poured noodles on the table. Then the employee asked him to stop. So first the employee asked him to stop drinking alcohol in the store. He, in response, he dumped noodles on the table. He blasted music and screamed sexist slurs in response.
By the way, Johnny likes to act like his actions aren't being watched and his actions aren't being translated. Because what we're looking at here is a Korean Jung-ang Daily. It's a Korean newsletter, a website, right? It's just translated into English. So let me make sure you know this. So they watched his VOD. They watched his live stream, translated it from English to Korean, put it in the news daily, and then it made it translatable so you can read it in English. So Johnny likes to, Ramsey Khalid Ismail likes to act like they don't understand what he's saying and nobody ever will know what he's saying. But they're obviously keeping track and translating his shit. and then telling everybody in Korea about it.
So that's going to be important because I'm going to read to you which law was violated.
Because otherwise, how else would they know that he was saying some sexist slurs towards the employee? That's what I'm getting at.
And you're gonna apply those facts. The video is currently unavailable on his YouTube, and was deleted. But guess what? The internet is forever, and a lot of people are learning that right now. The internet is forever.
I mean, I've even shown you in one of my videos about Johnny. I'm pretty sure there's a clip in there somewhere about him pouring the noodles and throwing that shit everywhere. Yeah.
Right? It got clipped. It got preserved. Right? So that was all that. There's enough evidence of that happening that the police have access to, even though it was deleted off his channel, right? Which he's tried to do. By the way, King Lugia, thank you for the 5 legal mindset. That's when I get through this. When I get through this article. So Ishmael faced widespread public backlash after uploading a video of himself kissing the Statue of Peace, that's the Comfort Woman statue, and dancing in front of the monument in Yongsan, Central Seoul. So actually, this is kind of incorrect. So he kissed the one in Itaewon, which is where I put the first flowers, and then he danced in front of the one in Jongdong, which is another district that's kind of to the north of Seoul Station. So there's probably about 30 of these statues in Seoul. They're all over the place, and there was even several of them in Busan. So it's kind of, when you say the Comfort Woman statue or Statue of Peace, there's not just one. Just understand, even when I was in Paju on the DMZ, I saw one right by the DMZ. So these are everywhere.
I mean, we kind of already know that because even in the video, the other video we did, we saw Ramsey, Khalid, Ishmael going up to multiple different, or at least 2 different statues and kind of being an asshole. And then he tried to go up to a third one, but it had barricades around it, thankfully.
Now I have a little news. So I got invited back on the 27th to do a special event, and I still have a bunch of money for the flowers yet, and I've been sitting on that because I've been waiting to do something. So I'm going to do something very special on this month on the 27th. I'm going to be back. It's going to involve doing something for...
Oh yeah, if I remember correctly, he's been putting flowers next to the or sending flowers to like the same locations of the Comfort Woman that Ramsey, Khalid, Ishmael has visited and been an asshole towards, in order to, like, as it signifies as peace and everything like that. So shout out to him.
The Statue of Peace in a different location. I'll reveal that when we're closer to the date, or maybe it'll be a kind of a surprise, but it's going to be something that really will be very nice and maybe attended by other people on the 27th. So all that money you guys gave for flowers, by the way, we raised over those funds. I'm excited. So the statue represents young women forced into sexual slavery during Japan's colonial rule over Korea from 1910 to 1945. The wartime sexual slavery victims are euphemistically referred to as comfort women. The streamer was eventually struck in the face by a man while live streaming on October 24th and kicked by another during a broadcast with his Korean acquaintance Jung Hank Yo on October 27th. Yo is a notorious online figure who referred to him on social media as the Texas Asian Nazi. And was sentenced to jail.
What the So Johnny's Korean friend that has been traveling in Korea with him, the guy who's been called Hank, is a Texas Korean Nazi or whatever. What the man, go ahead and throw the book at him too, Korea. Come on, bro. That's y'all's. I mean, I understand if you don't want to put Korean tax dollars towards having to deal with Ramsey, Khalid, Ishmael, aka Johnny Somali, but if you want to go ahead and throw the book at Hank as well, that's cool, bro. You know what I'm saying?
And deported from the U.S. in 2019. So his homeboy got literally deported from the U.S. That's factual. Ishmael initially doubled down on his obscene actions with more inflammatory comments and behavior, including praising the former Japanese Prime Minister Shinzo Abe on his now deleted channel, Johnny Somali Live. That's a picture of him kissing the one. This is the one, I believe this is the one in Jongdong. This is not in Yongsan. Abe, who was assassinated in Japan while campaigning in 2022, was known for his hawkish attitude towards Korea, including denying the Japanese government forced Korean women into wartime sexual slavery. Ishmael was attacked once more on October 31st by YouTuber
Halloween.
Yudalgun, who was subsequently arrested and then released, of course, on a street in Songpa district in southern Seoul. He was reportedly a former member of Korean Navy's underwater demolition team UDT, the Korean equivalent of U.S. Navy SEALs. And that's what they've been referring to as like Korean SEAL. Ishmael uploaded an apology video on November 6th on the YouTube channel J Company 2020.
Don't worry, we will get to that apology eventually or soon. Like we got more information on that later.
The video, a group of people, Korean YouTubers, brought Ishmael out of a parked car near a Statue of Peace in Dobon district in northern Seoul and escorted him to the statue. They also demanded that Ishmael apologize for his actions. So there's him doing his apology, which we reviewed and which was totally inauthentic.
Everybody, even Korea knows that he doesn't mean it. Because Koreans did their homework and they saw what Johnny did in Japan. They know that he doesn't mean the apology. They know it. But he, when he did this apology, the guy that knocked the shit out of him, you know, the one that I showed you at the beginning of the last video, I think that we did on Johnny, where he was kind of like following Johnny out of his hotel or whatever. He was going, Odiga, Somali, Odiga, which means where you going? And then he like smacked the shit out of him or knocked the shit out of him, knocked him on his ass. Yeah, that guy was there during the apology. He knows that Johnny didn't mean it. And two other people that pretended to be Johnny's ally were there as well. And we'll go over that later, so stay tuned. Oops. That's anime. Wait. It's a good anime. I mean, it's an eye anime. You feel me? It's eye. I'm really feeling the world's notorious talker. I'm really feeling that one, and I'm actually doing a video on it. But let's yeah.
Ishmael said he was unaware of the significance of the statue and his actions were just for entertainment for audiences from America who do not know much about comfort women in the statue. That's bullshit, by the way. We proved last stream, we proved decisively that he was lying and that he knew about the statue the entire time. We actually showed the video where he went up to the statue previously and a woman approached him and explained how this was offensive, explained the history of it. So he's lying. And actually he did this knowing how offensive though that would be. He literally was told that's something that Koreans really care about. And that's why he attacked it and targeted it.
Also, when he first found the statue, you could hear him. He said, "Oh, this is what I was looking for." So he knew what the statue meant, and he was looking for it so that he can do be an asshole.
By the way, thank you so much for Manwan says, see, Korean broadcast announcements less accurate than Norse. Thank you for the real fact. I go a bit further, but once again, and I'm going to say this a couple times, a lot of people talk about defamation and other stuff in Korea and Japan and other places because it's different, but understand that you are allowed to cover stuff in the public interest. And this is extremely in the public interest. So all of my coverage clearly falls within what would be considered public interest in Korea and is expressly protected. That's something I've talked a lot about with folks here who know about this type of coverage. And there's people that are trying to silence me, and that's not going to fucking happen. Good fucking luck. Anyways, we'll talk about that later. We'll talk about people coming for me.
I'm going to talk about it right now real quick because Johnny has said that he wants to sue him. Johnny said he wants to sue the guy whose YouTube name is actually literally Legal Mindset. do you really think legal mindset would be saying the things he says and doing the things he does on YouTube and making these videos about it if he knew he couldn't? I mean, obviously he knows he can, and he knows that Johnny would have no case if Johnny tried to sue him. So it just kind of like, I'm sorry, not Johnny, Ramsey Khalid Ishmael, because you want to remember that name in case he ever comes back to America.
Dan Luan. Anyway, anyways, let's finish this. Finish a couple words.
There's 7 more minutes in this clip that I wanted to show you, so hold on.
For this article. So he said he was unaware. He knew. And then he lied about the comedy culture and the difference between the US and Korea in comedy culture. And all of us collectively on this stream said this is BS. We have a lot of Americans. The majority of my viewers are Americans, although we have 5,500 people here today. So I imagine that there's probably at least 1,000 non-Americans here. And by the way, I have a lot of Europeans that watch, Australians that watch. I love you guys. I love all of you guys. Appreciate all you guys. And thank you. Thank you. But he is lying. This is not American humor. American humor does not find that funny. In fact, Americans are absolutely pissed off. In fact, I would say more Americans are willing to punch him than to laugh at him. Let me be.
That's very true. Like I said before, if Johnny ever comes back to America, just know he should know he won't be safe, because in America, you know, gun laws ain't that strict as they are in Korea. You know what I'm saying? Like, you can get away with whooping a nigga's ass a lot more than you can in places like Korea or Japan. You know what I'm saying? Like, so Johnny might want to stay out of America, to be honest. He think he might be safe here? Nah, son. Nah, son.
Clear. More Americans would knock him out than would laugh at him. And I can say that with confidence. I don't need to be a comedian to say nobody finds this shit funny. It's not funny, right? It wasn't funny to begin with. Viewers in the streaming platform or users doubted his sincerity and criticized the YouTuber's vigilante actions, saying they don't represent all Koreans and they have no authority to demand or accept apologies. So yeah, no, I definitely doubted sincerity, although I don't fault the YouTubers for what they did at all. But I think that perhaps the optics of it didn't look good. But that said, what Johnny did is unforgivable, absolutely unforgivable. And to me, until he sees some criminal punishment, you know, even then, I don't think there's forgiveness, right? The forgiveness is not there. As I would say, and once again, I'm a little bit more vulgar, but screw this guy, right? I have no patience.
I'll say it for you. Fuck that guy. Fuck him. Fuck him. Fuck him. Fuck him. But I just want to make sure you guys know, when we say like, when I say Johnny won't really be safe in America because like Americans aren't really as nice. I want to make sure you guys realize or remember, America is like a melting pot. There's not just white people here. There's black people. There's Japanese Americans, Korean Americans, Chinese Americans. I mean, so you know what I'm saying? Like, bruh.
For people like that. And when I hear an inauthentic apology, I understand it. And really, this is the type of guy that only understands when he's punished harshly. But last, Ishmael also reported he was being followed by somebody on Friday in Guri, Gyeonggi. Now, let me make some comments.
We heard that before. I'm pretty sure I let you guys hear that. You remember when he was talking about how he wants to start a war? He wants to start a war, and he's radicalizing countries or whatever. And then he said that he was being followed by someone in a car. That's pretty sure that's the same guy.
His location was doxed. Okay, his location was doxed on last week. And by the way, it was doxed on Korean sources, other places, right? So he had to move again. And the police, from what I believe, were watching people that were watching him and were making comments on, where the police were kind of making sure that he's not attacked. But my understanding is the police are not protecting Johnny. They're not keeping him close because they're protecting him. They're keeping him close because they were formulating a case, which they filed today. Now, let's get into exactly what was filed today and why it's so important. Well, and let me get into this. So what was filed today was a criminal act. So I have pulled up the English version of the criminal acts of Korea. So we're going to get into that, and we're going to get into the exact criminal act that was pulled up. There is a Korean translation, so my Korean brothers and sisters, you can use this too to pull this up. It is going to, I'll show you the section. I'll show you where it is. Obviously, it's available in Korean, but we're going to read it in English for two reasons. Number one, most of the audience here speaks English. Number two, my Korean ain't so hot. Yummy Snow for $4.99 says, wonderful. They will enamel and sword exquisite in the Let's get to the law, the criminal acts. This is Korea, right? We got the criminal acts pulled up here. Let's get to exactly what Johnny violated. Johnny violated, we're going to scroll down here all the way down to section 314. Now, section 314 also implies or brings in section 313 by way of some of the reading of this. But let's read 314. This is what he's charged with. Interference with a business. A person who interferes with the business of another by the method of Article 313, that's the former article, so we'll read that one in a second, or by the threat of force, and we're going to get into what threat of force means, shall be punished by imprisonment for not more than 5 years or by a fine not exceeding 15 million won. By the way, whenever there's a fine exceeding 3 million won, you can be deported. So anything exceeding 3 million won, you can be deported.
And being deported doesn't necessarily have to mean. I know that sometimes it means you just be deported and go back to America. You can continue your life there. But depending, I like to think that depending on the severity, I don't actually know, right? But I would like to think that depending on the severity of the crimes, that even if you're deported, you would still have to do jail time. You still have to finish your sentence. You know what I'm saying? That's what I would like to think. But from the little bit of legal information that I know, being deported would usually mean like he gets deported and he doesn't have to do jail time here in America. He just, he can't go back to Korea or whatever. Maybe passport gets revoked. I don't know. But I would want him to have to serve time in some way, shape, or form, whether it's in Korea or whether it's in America, like something. You feel me?
So just understand he's within deportation range here. So let's read 313. 313, which this refers to, said you can, take somebody out for this or for force. So injuring credit says a person who injures the credit of another by circulating false facts or fraudulent means, right? Deception shall be punished by imprisonment for not more than 5 years or by a fine not exceeding 15 million won. So that could be lying, right? Or false facts. So if you do any of that, false facts, fraud, lying, or you use force, you can go to jail. Now, some of you might be saying, well, Johnny didn't come in there with a gun. Well, guns don't exist in Korea, guys. I know some of you are not familiar with this.
They do in America. So if he ever comes to America, I'm just saying.
But what he just ended up, making a fool of himself. Well, let's look at some of what he did here. And I've got the video. This is a compilation, but this is a lot of things he did, but you're going to see the ramen scene as part of this. So here's Johnny Somali running around acting a fool. It's a minute clip.
I showed y'all this before.
An African American.
Yeah, but before you're like, I showed the full thing, so I hope y'all enjoyed that because I enjoyed it. That was good. But yeah, let's keep going because this is completely different.
YouTuber acts lewdly towards Sonia Sang for Statue of Peace. He even sits on the statue's laps and dances. Somali loudly listens.
So here he is in the convenience store. So this is what he's been charged for. He's been charged for this particular incident. Okay.
To music while dancing and intentionally spills the ramen he's eating on the floor.
So he did this after being told to not do what he's doing. So after he's been instructed, he does that.
And throws the noodles about. Then he turns on obscene material in the subway as if he made a mistake and makes sexually derogatory comments to a woman who's passing by.
And once again, all of these things are different crimes, right? But he's been booked on that one crime. Pay attention to this. Every single one of these crimes.
Real quick, I want to add that, and I'll probably say this again later on. It's gonna be a long video, so buckle up. Maybe play some League of Legends while you listen to me on the sideline. That's what I do when I listen to the videos. But anyway, when he, you know, when things are playing through his speaker or through his TTS, whether it's music or words or whatever, in my opinion, Johnny can say that his defense is that it's not him saying it. Excuse me. Johnny can say that it's not him saying it, so he shouldn't be charged for it, or he shouldn't be held accountable for it. But however, Johnny has the ability to not only see what is about to be played through his loudspeakers or through TTS due to donations, but he has the ability to stop the TTS or the music from playing before it starts playing. He can stop it, and he can also turn off the loudspeaker. He can also turn off the TTS, but he's choosing not to because he wants to continue to be a nuisance, and he knows his chat is going to either play some loud music or play something that will try and get him in trouble, or that'll just be that will assist in him being being a nuisance. Oof, words, man. Humans with y'all English and speaking in different languages, y'all fucking weird, man. Just communicate telepathically. Why can't y'all do that? Shit.
He can be prosecuted on, right? Why now we just have the one. So
Korean striking Somali in the face. At that instant, a man comes over and kicks the American YouTuber.
So those are some of the
Legend,
actions that we
legend.
saw in that video. You see the point at which he gets hit with the. You can see why he's getting hit with the charges for the convenience store, for the ramen, for throwing it out, for insulting her. Now, here's the thing. Let's pull back up that statute for a second. What is a threat of force? Well, talking to someone, once again, I am not a Korean lawyer. Let me be very clear. Let me make this clear. I am not a Korean lawyer. I have not passed the Korean bar. I am relying on others who have passed the Korean bar or who have extensive knowledge of the Korean legal system. These are folks that I've talked to over the last couple days, and I've gotten to understand this. So understand, I am forwarding on information that I have received through my conversations with them, which have been very illuminating as to some difference within our legal systems, because they are different. So what I understand is this right here, threat of force, has been used for people obstructing businesses in a wide category of things. So essentially, as soon as they tell you to leave and you do not leave, as soon as they tell you, hey, you need to leave the store, according to what I understand, if you do not leave, if you're obstructing the business, if you're ignoring them, you're ignoring what they're telling you, you can get hit with obstruction of business. Right? So this has been used successfully against things like, for example, protests. Or things against people that are boycotting, but they're inside the store causing a commotion. So they're obstructing the business in a broad sense. They don't have to be violent and assault anyone. They just have to essentially not comply with your directions, with the directions of the business owner, the employee, right? And they can be hit with this. So understand, this is something that can be used more broadly, and it has been used with people that were nonviolent, that were just in the business, right, causing a commotion, causing a scene, and not following instructions to get out, right? By the way, we have 7,300 people watching.
Whew, good shit,
if you
bro.
could
Congrats.
please like the video, I would much appreciate that. Thank you so much. I really appreciate that. All right. So hopefully you guys understand force now and what is the meaning of force and why this statute will apply.
All right, so that from there, my next timestamp that I want to check out is just a few minutes away from that.
Very proud of it, actually.
Okay.
So I you know me, I like
This one's supposed to be more about Johnny Somali's jail timeline.
PowerPoints, but today we had a flow chart. Today's a flow chart. I was in the flow, and I made a flow chart to explain the Korean system to you. Now, so I have a Korean criminal process for not dummies, no, special people,
Hey,
who have very high IQs, right?
why do I feel like I'm being insulted there? I don't feel like I'm an idiot, but I don't know another country's criminal process. Like, why do I feel like I'm being insulted there? I feel like I'm being attacked.
You all have very high IQs, and I love you.
Mm-hmm.
We'll talk about the high IQ thing later, because I'm trying not to go to Korean jail.
See? See?
So this is the Korean process. It is different than the American process. And I want to explain where we're at and why it is a huge deal that we're at where we're at, okay? So let's zoom in here. So, okay, first of all, let's start over here. Travel bans are rare. So talking to folks who have dealt with the Korean legal system, right? They're telling me that
Wait. Read that entire thing. Travel bans are rare, even in assault or SA cases. I'm pretty sure we all know what SA means, like sexual assault. You know what I'm saying? Like SA, you know what I'm saying? So if travel bans are rare, even in assault and SA cases, that gives you a bigger hint of the trouble that Johnny's in. Or not Johnny, not Johnny Somali, because I want to make sure we all remember his legal name. So say it with me: Ramsey Khalid Ishmael. Yep. I want to make sure we know, or I want to make sure you guys understand how much trouble Ramsey Khalid Ishmael is in, because they took his passport away. Remember? You remember that? Yeah. That's pretty much a travel ban. Like, and yes, for some of you that are watching, you may know that he was given an emergency passport, but you guys really expect him to be able to like leave Korea with that? Like, Korea gave him that passport. Do you really think like even if Korea didn't give it, even if like the American embassy gave it to him, y'all really think he's gonna be able to escape with that? You really think so? That's funny. Y'all funny. So anyway,
this travel ban is rare. They're telling me even in cases of sexual assault or just regular assault, and even in cases where there's been rape cases, they've let the people travel and they've just left the country, right? So this by itself, the fact that he from the jump street had a travel ban, and now, especially that he's been, referred to the prosecutor, that's been extended. He cannot leave.
real quick, he said from the jump street, and immediately my thought process was like 21 Jump Street, with like, you know what I'm saying, the movie actors. And yeah. Anyway.
Right? This is a big deal. Because for most people and many other foreigners, they've seen like they charge a foreigner with something and they'll just leave, right? It means they're very serious about this, right? It's very serious about this. Okay, so let's start with number one. The first thing you got to do in Korea, if you want somebody to be guilty of a crime, you want to charge somebody with a crime, right? Is you as the victim, you need to submit a criminal complaint. Typically, the police do not submit a criminal complaint. So this is very difficult. So this is actually one part of the Korean system where most people don't sue, because it can cost thousands of dollars to get together, to hire a lawyer to properly put together a criminal complaint, make sure it's formatted correctly. You're charging them with the wrong thing. I missed a T in formatted, but whatever. Make sure it's formatted. And also you got to find the defendant. So you've got to get their passport number. You got to know their date of birth, where they're at, right? You got to get a lot of information on them. So,
and by the way, a lot of that information is in his passport, if I remember correctly. Wait, do I remember correctly? I might not remember correctly, but that could be the reason why they're holding on to his passport still.
You may not be able to pin this on a foreigner. It's actually kind of hard, especially for just a traveler. It's not easy to like nail them down. This was an exceptional circumstance where they're able to get all this stuff on Johnny Somali because he made such a commotion, and they were able to go in and get that information. And the police were actually assisting with this. Normally, they don't do that. Normally, it's much harder to get through this first barrier. And this barrier is where a lot of things stop. A lot of things stop because they don't go file a criminal complaint. Mind you, this is something different than with private. This is different than America. In America, the police will just file stuff, right? In Korea, a lot of times private citizens have to file stuff, right? So there's more to this process in Korea.
It's way more important that the Korean citizens who have ever had an issue with Johnny Somali, aka Ramsey Khalid Ismail, if they ever had an issue with him, it's way more important that they go and actively file a charge against him, so that those charges can continue to stack up, and so that he will be faced with more charges of things that he's done and people who he's offended. It kind of shows that the Korean people are saying, hey, we're not going to take this. We know what you've done. We know you don't mean your apology. We know that you aren't sincere in any way, shape, or form if you ever say you're sorry. We know that you only plan to continue to do more of this if you're allowed to. If not here, then maybe another Asian country or whatever. So we're gonna stand and fight against you. So it's more important that the Korean people go and continue to file any charges that they can, all charges that they can against Johnny Somali, aka Ramsey Khalid Ismail, so that those charges can continue to stack up and he has to face the penalties of the crimes he's committed.
Korea, because you've got to get involved here. But in this case, we got past one. So in this case, we have many criminal complaints that have been filed. We had one for deepfakes. We had one for obstruction of business. We have one for assault. We have one for drug use. So when this is filed, it goes to the police. So we go to step 2.
By the way, that drug use one, he's dumb as fuck. All right. Like, he got caught once they, caught him, once they arrested him the first time or whatever, they drug tested him and they found marijuana in his system. Now, if you don't know, if you smoke weed, let's say you smoke just a little itty tiny bit of a blunt or a joint or whatever, but you don't normally smoke weed, so it's not really your thing. That weed will probably be in your system I don't know, a week, a month, 2 months max. Not very long, right? But if you're someone who's always token and then puff packs, you know what I'm saying? If you want Snoop Dogg's level, bro, that shit's gonna be in your system for a year, even if you stop smoking. You feel me? That's just gonna be there. It's a part of your DNA at that point, bro. But yeah, so he got busted with cannabis in his system when they drug tested him.
So at step 2, we have the police investigation. Now, this in Korea, from my understanding, usually takes 2 to 4 months. Let me say this again. It takes 2 to 4 months typically for the police to do their investigation work.
And cops did it how long?
They did this.
How long?
Within weeks.
Yep.
Relatively quick.
Yep.
Okay. This is a huge deal.
They
this
ain't
is a
playing.
Massive deal.
They are not playing.
That means they've rushed it. They've actually expedited it. They've actually put this as a high priority. The police have said, no, this is a top priority because it's not taking the normal 2 to 4 months. It's quite expedited. This is extremely expedited. So the police are taking this seriously. And I know it may not, it's the different system, but this is actually in the Korean scale serious. Next, police conduct interviews of the defendant and witnesses. So Johnny's already done this. Johnny's already been interviewed, right? He's already been interviewed. So have the witnesses. A lot of people have been interviewed. Next, the police receive evidence. This is a big deal. So here's the difference between Korea and America, right? So in America, and I'm sure you guys imagine this, you guys have seen CSI and the American police shows, like where they're going out and the police are finding evidence. Yeah, not Korea. In Korea, typically, in most cases, you, as a victim, are responsible for getting the evidence. I'm serious. And, you know, for example...
and that is kind of like... So if you want to criminally charge somebody, not only do you actively have to go to the police and say, hey, this is what happened with this person, blah, 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 you also have to bring the evidence in yourself. Thankfully, you know, Johnny live streams all of his crimes. So all they have to do is like clip it or find the clips of it. And, or if, you know, even better, if they have CCTV footage of it happening around them, especially like with the store owner lady, the convenience store owner, I'm pretty sure she can just access her own CCTV footage if she has any, and just be like, here's some footage, plus here's the clips that I found of him online because he broadcasts all of his crimes everywhere. But it goes to show that the Korean people have to be more together when it comes to stacking these charges on him. And there are multiple charges on him, so they are together on this. They're actively showing Johnny that, hey, this ain't cool. You're not gonna get away with this. And that's what I love about it. You know what I'm saying?
I talked to somebody who's got a lot of experience with trying to get CCTV footage. For example, with if let's say you catch somebody on CCTV committing a crime, let's say they punched you, and you want to get the convenience store's CCTV because your assault, your battery assault is on that CCTV footage. They can pretty much tell you to piss off. They can just say, no, I'm not giving it to you. It's not the same way as the US, where the police would show up and be like, give us that footage, and they're going to turn it over. So in this case, it's a special case where they've gone out and the police have actually helped get this information. So this is a different level than what is normal, right?
Yeah.
So,
AKA, they on your ass, Johnny. They on your ass, bro.
yeah, there's that. Next, the police decide whether to drop the case or refer the case to a prosecutor with a recommendation of indictment. So after it goes to the police do their investigation. They say, okay, do we want to drop it or do we want to refer it to a prosecutor? A lot of cases are dropped. Now in Korea, if it's referred to the prosecutor, there is a plus 90% chance of them getting a conviction. So let me say this again. If the police decide not to drop the case, there's a huge conviction rate. So if it gets to the prosecutor, there's a huge conviction rate. But real quick, before I go on, I got a huge gift here. Warranty Void with 50 legal mindset members here. You supported my everybody for being, and I'll get to the rest of the chats once I finish. So
we got about another 12 minutes on this clip.
This is where we're at with most of the charges. So with the majority of the charges, they're still under police investigation. They're at step 2, but we just got to step 3 for obstruction. So right now we've gotten to step 3 and we're literally months ahead of schedule. We are months ahead of schedule. So we've been referred to the prosecutor's office. So this is where we're at. So if you were going to take a screenshot, you're going to step back here and look at this timeline. We're at 3. And mind you, 4 and 5 are like when, you know, 5 is like sentencing and post-sentencing. 4 is the trial. We're right up there.
We're not at 4 and 5 yet, but from 1 to 3, normally this takes roughly 2 to 4 months on number 1, and then number 2 is like another, what, 2 months or so? I don't know. So we are like at least 6 months ahead. You know what I'm saying?
Right. So the prosecutors,
5 or 6 months ish.
let me explain about the prosecutors, okay? I talked to somebody who had experience dealing with Korean prosecutors. You know what they told me? They said, listen, they said, Andrew, in Korea, police can be nice sometimes. Police can like get you a coffee sometimes. They can, you know, maybe joke with you even. They can like, you know, they can be lighthearted, right? So Korean police can be lighthearted. But they said the prosecutor, they have never met a nice prosecutor. They've never met a prosecutor that's going to go easy. Okay? And the prosecutors are far, far, far tougher than the police.
Good.
They almost never drop cases. They conduct tougher interviews with the defendant, and they will try to aggravate the crimes, right?
And if I remember correctly, Korea has like a 99.3, 99.4 conviction rate, I think. I don't know. I'm not sure.
They will try to aggravate the crimes. So they're going to try when in those interviews, and those are amazingly tough interviews, extremely, extremely tough interviews. This is like a deposition level. Like, I mean, they can't, you know, they can't beat people up in these interviews anymore, like physically, but they mentally beat you up, if you know what I'm trying to say. They psychologically beat you up. And knowing Johnny Somali and how weak he is going to get wrecked in this. He is going to get destroyed in this. He's going to go in this thinking he's smart and he can lie. He's going to get screwed.
I know I said before that we're not at steps 4 and 5. I'm not even sure if we're at steps 3 yet, to be honest. So I'm pretty sure he has not faced a prosecutor investigation yet.
Thinking you can outsmart the lawyers, not smart. He's going to break. By the way, good idea. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Thank you. This is where we're at for obstruction. So we're already here.
Okay, so
my guess is
getting there
because this has already been expedited at the police level, and at the police level, it should have taken 2 to 4 months. This will probably go to trial as quickly as they can. Maybe a month, right? Maybe a month. This is going to go to trial quickly. So that's my impression of this. Now let's move to trial. So we're at step 3. So let's go ahead. Let's look forward to trial. So trial. Here's the best thing, baby. And for those Korean streamers, you may not know, but I'm something of a trial observer. I'm something of a trial enjoyer. And my normal problem is I can't go to trials. But, you know, the hearings in Korea are open to the public.
As you can see here.
So are you guys getting an idea? Are you guys thinking what I'm thinking about public trial hearings that are open to the public? I'm thinking Rutro. Yeah, I'm thinking a certain mickety mindset is going to end up there. Now I cannot stream it. That's not permitted, but I can attend and I can give you a full breakdown.
Bruh, imagine if we could, if the live stream, if Johnny Somali, aka Ramsey Khalid Ishmael, imagine if his trial could be live streamed. Oh my god, bruh.
I can attend and give you a full breakdown. I cannot stream it live. I can stream before and after, which is what I would do. I can stream before and after. I can be streamed right from the out. I can stream from the outside of the courthouse, and before and outside after, but I can't be inside.
Unfortunately.
But that said, definitely would attend. Format: opening arguments, and then this is different. There's hearings, and these hearings, there's like 2 to 4 of them, and they're spaced out several months apart. So unlike our trials, which occur over like a week, they're spaced out months apart. Mind you, this entire time, he is not allowed to leave, right? So Johnny specifically, unlike other foreigners, he's not allowed to leave. So he can't run away. So people saying he's going to get away, guys, Korea's already ordered him to jail. The jail is Korea. He cannot go anywhere. Remember, he can't leave. He can't bounce out. He can't do anything. Imagine this. I'm not even sure he has money. This guy may run out of money to eat, to live. And understand this, because a lot of people are asking this, and this is a very important question, because right now we're at this stage, right? But people are asking, why isn't he in a jail cell? Well, here's the thing. Because this stuff takes such a long time, because this process takes such a long time,
Normally it does.
living in Korea is your jail cell, because you can't leave. How are you going to get money? He can't farm clout from any other country. And if he does anything that is a further offense, they can tack that on. See, here's the thing. That trial can be for multiple charges.
Real quick, I wanted to add, not only like, yes, how can he get more money? He's already banned off Twitch, banned on Kick, which is surprising enough, banned on YouTube, banned on Twitter, and I remember checking his Twitter before. Before it was like unaccessible. He had like a "please help me" type of post that was pinned with his, his Bitcoin wallet address and shit like that. You can't see that anymore because you can't even check his profile anymore. So the only thing he has is Rumble and TikTok, if he doesn't get banned off of those two right away as well. So yeah, he might have some money, but he's going to end up eventually run out of money, because that could take 2 to 4 months. The process that he's in right now could take at least 2 to 4 months. So that could bleed him dry until he's like has nothing else to get no other forms of making money. You feel me? And like I said before in one of my other videos, Johnny Somali is the type of person where his parents don't even love him. So you don't count on his parents sending him money. Like, just don't do it. So yeah, he's kind of like screwed.
And the way it works is this, and we're getting this in the sentence. They can charge you with multiple charges, and then the sentencing is stacked. They do the sentencing one after another, right? So I'm gonna get into exactly how that works, because it's really crazy how this works here, because it's very interesting.
That's exactly what I was talking about before when I said that yes, they criminally charged him with the convenience store outburst, but that how that can stack, and so all these other charges can stack onto that, and how the sentencing can go further.
Very interesting. Real quick, LJ O'Rourke gifted 20 Legal Mindset members.
Congrats.
Thank you. A lot of time. The last day is called Verdict Day. It's called Verdict Day. That's the last day. Now, verdicts and sentencing are on the same day. I know in America, there's like sometimes separate trials for sentencing. No. It's the exact same day. So as soon as we get a guilty, we get sentencing the same day. Okay. So let's get to sentencing. Okay. So that's step 5, sentencing. And on a future stream, I may talk about like what if he appeals, other stuff, guys. And we're just talking about right now obstruction of business. We're going to talk about the other charges as they move forward in the process. I'm staying on this topic. I'm not giving up this topic. This is a fucking great topic.
Which again, if like I said before, Legal Mindset is constantly on like the edge of the knife when it comes to making sure he's got all the latest on Ramsey Khalid Ismail, aka Johnny Somali, news or whatever he's dealing with, whatever he's going through. So make sure you follow what he's subscribe to his channel if you would like, or at least like, I don't know, make sure you check out his channel every now and then so you can keep up to date on what's going on.
So
link will be in the description below.
Post sentence, while he's serving the sentence, even if he receives what's called a suspended sentence, he cannot leave Korea. So even if, let's say he gets 2 years suspended sentence, that's like probation. So while he's on probation, he cannot leave Korea. He can be ordered to pay a fine. In fact, if for his first offense, he can be forced to pay a fine. If he can't pay the fine, they force him to do labor. Yes, you get hard labor if you are forced, if you can't pay the fine. I'm not kidding. Fucking huge W, based Korea.
So once he has to go through all of his funds, because remember this part of the investigation, this part of the Korean law enforcement, this how this part works. Since it could take 2 to 4 months, they could actually slow their investigation down, right? And make sure it takes a lot longer, because at this time he's having trouble making money. So they could try to bleed him dry to the point where he can't pay the fine. And if he can't pay the fines, he has to do hard labor. And that hard labor, well, I mean, I'll let Legal Mindset let you know about that. I mean, think about Avatar: The Last Airbender.
Based Korea. I love that so much. Can't pay the fine? Oh, we got some labor for you to do, little Johnny. So awesome. So people ask what kind of labor? So I will do research on Korean forced labor in the future, but this is just something I discovered today. So I will do we'll do a future stream on forced labor in Korea, so we can see what he looks forward to. It'll be fun. It'll be a fun future stream for us.
I'll go ahead and tell you. I'll go ahead and show you. This is the hard labor.
You think this is my cabbages?
It's got something to do with that. You know what I'm saying? Avatar: The Last Airbender. It's got something to do with that.
You're gonna.
I love Korean punishment. That sounds great. All right, prison or a suspended sentence. Suspended sentence like probation. So he's allowed out and he's got probation. But here's the thing. You can be convicted of multiple crimes, each one worsening in punishment. So here's what happens. Let's say he's convicted of 4 crimes. Here's how it works. Crime number 1 is he's a first offender. So what they're doing here is they're queuing up this offense, which is a minor offense. Obstruction of a business is the most minor charge.
Mm-hmm.
It's the most weak. It's the most weak punishment, right? So what they do is they're going to give him the weakest one first. So he's probably going to get a fine and maybe a suspended sentence, which is like probation. But here's what happens. Immediately, the same day, they can convict him of a second crime. And that second crime, because he has a first crime, he's now a convicted criminal. Even on the same day. That's how Korean law works, according to the people that have explained this to me, right? Once again, I'm relying on other people explaining this. But so he's got that second one. So each time, so next crime, he's a convicted criminal. Next one, he's been convicted of 2 things. Then he's been convicted of 3 things.
And just to let you know, in my opinion, once all this hits Johnny and he realizes the actual shit that he's in, not Johnny, sorry, Johnny, aka Ramsey Khalid Ishmael, once all this hits him and he realizes the actual shit he's in my opinion, this is going to be him. This is how he's going to react to that.
This is 18-year-old
in prison on that count. As to count 3 of that case, the robbery, which is also a felony of the 2nd degree, the court orders that the defendant shall serve a term of 2 years on that count as well.
That's going to be Johnny, aka Ramsey Khalid Ishmael.
As you can see, he looked upset and confused about the sentence. He felt
and just passed out. That's gonna be Ramsey Khalid Ishmael, aka Giant Somali. Once he realizes all the shit that he's actually in and they sentence him, he's gonna be like, oh. He's done, bro. He's donezo. He's donezo.
Absolutely fucking wrecked. That's why a lot of people take what's called a summary proceeding, and they kind of just accept the punishment because they're afraid of it going forward. But even then, they can still keep stacking.
This shit.
So they can combo him. Like this is Marvel versus Capcom. They can. I mean, this is.
And guess what? There is no combo breaker. There's just combos.
Why he should not have fucked around here. You know, should not have fucked around here. And so, if they end up hitting him with the most serious one last, he's going to jail for a very long time because he's now got those. He's seeing some jail time, right? So if they add other charges, we're gonna see. We gotta wait. And once again, Korea's process is intentionally slow. They're only doing this fast because the international pressure to show that they're, hey, our system can work fast, but they're intentionally doing this way to make them suffer. Ramsey Khalid Ishmael, suffer. So let me go through this. Ticklin says he's getting me. No, not if you're a different issue.
Wait, is that? Yep. Wait, that's what I wanted to go through on this live stream, or on that live stream that we were just reacting to. That's all I want to go through for that one. But I do have other clips I wanted to show you. So I wanted to show you the next one I wanted to show you was more about the criminal process. Yeah. Let me try to find that one first. Hold on.
Let's jump into this.
I'm a little, just a tad bit stop. I'm just a tad bit disorganized. Okay, like I had my shit ready and then I kind of messed it up. And then all right. Anyway, let's continue. The next thing I wanted to go to was a few of his crimes. Okay, so he actually has a lot of other crimes, like harassing people, things that he did in like Latte World, like things that he did and around minors. So yeah, give me a second real quick. So when I go over this one first, hold on, wait. All right, we're gonna go over this one first. It's called Giant Somali Wants to Sue Me, but he's going to trial. So again, by legal mindset, let me make sure I get to the right spot that I want to get to.
While we're doing that, why don't I pull up Exhibit A? I think it's here. Yeah, there's one right here. Let's pull up Exhibit A for Johnny Somali making advances towards minors. So let's do that, huh? It's kind of.
Now I don't know the Korean the legal age, you know what I'm saying, of consent, but technically, like to us in here in America, if they're under like 18, then, or if they're under like 17, then I think 17 is in a lot of states, but 18 is in fewer states here in America. I'm not sure, but either way.
That sounds fun, right? All right, where is this? I think it is right here. Here we go. This is posted by Team FT. Thank you for your coverage, by the way.
I'm a minor.
I'm a minor too.
You're what?
Same.
Ah, you're a minor. Seriously.
He's not. He's like 20 something.
I'm a minor.
So that's him talking to an underage girl. You cannot make this shit up, right? You cannot make this shit up. What else we got here? Hold on. I think I got one more.
Now we don't know exactly her age, so all we know is that she's underage. You know what I'm saying? So she's probably like 16, 15, and Johnny's trying to. It's disgusting, bro. He's on that EDP 445 shit. He's on that Dr. Disrespect shit, bro. That shit, son.
I think I got
He's on that Ava Chris Tyson shit, bro. That's just son.
one more. Oh yeah, here's some harassment. Let's pull up the 2 harassment videos. They're kind of short, so I'll play them both here real quick and for a second. So there's a lot of stuff going up here. I don't know if I have the one where he calls himself Epstein, but let's play this.
Yo, calling yourself Epstein is fucking crazy, bro. Like, why would you think that's a flex? Why would you think that's a flex? Why? Like, you think it's cool to call yourself fucking Epstein? Like, you serious? Like, what? All right, if you want to be Epstein, and you know how a lot of people say that Epstein didn't kill himself while he was in prison. When Johnny goes to prison, we can say the same thing. Johnny didn't kill himself.
What is going on over here? Yo, my white friend likes you. My white friend likes you. This one.
You're 16.
I don't care. My white friend likes you.
I'm 16.
Why? My white friend likes you.
So harassing underage girls, right? Harassing underage girls there again, right? And let's continue. There's more. Oh, we're not done yet. You think we're done? We got so many clips today.
Yo, you guys want to be on stream?
That's the Hank guy.
That's for streaming. You want to be on it? Oh, fuck you, bitch ass nigga.
Like, I know, like, collectively, as Black people, as the African American community, we don't generally mind if Asian people say the N-word, but like, if you rolling around with trash like Johnny Somali, aka Ramsey Khalid Ishmael, we mind. We mind. Like, Hank's N-word pass has been revoked. Feel me? Like, right? And Johnny is in no shape or form to give that pass back. So like, just stop, bro. You're violating.
You guys want to be on stream? No, fuck you, bitch ass nigga.
Fuck this guy, bro.
Yo, you guys want to be on stream? What? What's up, nigga? Yeah, fuck you, bitch ass nigga. Yo,
And he's also harassing people, so he can also get punished or charged. You know what I'm saying? And
I love you.
And he lives in Korea. Like, bro's fucked.
Hey, girl, you want to be on stream? My friend Shia. Hey, fuck you, bitch ass nigga. Whole ass nigga.
Once again, harassing people.
Or what? Or what you gonna do about it? Ho? What you gonna do? If I don't do it, what you gonna do? Exactly. Shut the fuck up. Say what's up.
Why is it that people feel like they have a certain power just because they're holding a camera? Like, yeah, you can record me whooping your bitch ass, but what makes you think I'm gonna give a fuck? What makes you think you won't catch somebody on the wrong day, going through some shit that they didn't want to go through, feeling some type of way, feeling like they don't care if they take your life and have to suffer the punishment for that? What makes you think that's not gonna happen? Huh? Like, what makes you think that you ain't gonna fuck around with the wrong? What makes you think you ain't gonna fuck around with the wrong one on the wrong day? You know what I'm saying? Like, I hate that. I hate that people feel like that's not gonna happen to them. So I be patiently waiting. You know what I'm saying? I just be patiently waiting for that shit to happen to them.
Bitch ass nigga, whole ass nigga, punk ass nigga.
So definite harassment there, clear harassment. And you know, that's just one thing, right? That's just one thing. And by the way, someone said he might be autistic. Actually, there's this other footage of him, right? And I wasn't going to play this later, but I want to play this now because there's a lot of stuff to play tonight, and I want to make sure I get all of it in. There is this nice photo here of Johnny Somali. This is actually a video of him harassing a Korean streamer who has autism and severe social anxiety to the point he was in tears and threatened to call the police.
Bruh.
So let me play this one for you. Right. So once again, this is all, the type of person, type of quality person Johnny Somali is. And I know some of you have never seen this stuff, but at this point, it's important for you guys to see this because you need to see the evidence that's out there. We need to put out this evidence because not everybody has seen this evidence. And the more I realize, I think everybody has seen it, but when I play these clips, even ones that I think everybody knows about, I find out that people don't know about these. Let me continue to play this.
He said it's calling the police.
This guy has autism. Remember that.
Call 112. Call police, woman. Call now 112. Call the police.
Your phone about to die, bro.
Okay. Woman, call the police. Call the police, please, woman. 112. Call the police, woman. Keep your calm. You are my streamer. Can you give me how can I go? Can you give me how I need to move you? Why? Why?
Stay out of Seoul, nigga! This is my territory now, nigga. I run the city. Ain't no kick streamers on my fucking block, you bitch ass nigga. Run!
So that is Johnny Somali's, totally normal, totally not unhinged behavior.
Bro. I highly believe anybody in America, as soon as they see him, would knock the fuck out of him. Lay him out so hard that Chris Rock comes running up going, "You got knocked the fuck out." Or that Chris Tucker. Doesn't matter. Either one of them would come running up and saying that shit, bro.
Right? Totally normal, totally not unhinged, right? Totally normal. Really, really fucked up. Once again, that person had severe autism and developmental disorders. He's literally harassing a person with autism. Yes. Intentionally. Right? Fucking disgusting, monster, absolute animal. And so Johnny Somali is mad. He's mad I'm covering this. He's mad.
All right, so that's the first clip I wanted to show for this live stream. And the next one that I want to show you is him going to trial and possible jail time. So let's skip over to
Thank you. Sounds okay. So that's the chart, the one chart. But I also today I made an image. So this is something I want to show you guys. Right. So this is the image I want to show you guys. Let me explain. So we had a huge development today because Johnny Somali was indicted, and I'm going to show you the indictment stuff. But what happened today, and the reason why it's huge, is because today the prosecutors issued an indictment that will send this to trial. Okay.
Good shit.
So let me be clear. There are two ways the prosecutors could have sent this. They could have sent it to summary proceedings, or they could have sent it to trial. If this went to summary proceedings, we would have had a quick trial. It would have been no trial, a quick process, which would have been a light punishment or a fine. But instead, today, the prosecutor said, we are indicting him and sending him to trial. This sends a signal that we are on this path. We're on the trial path. And this sends a signal they are seeking severe punishment and typically jail time. They're seeking intense punishment, not just a fine, not a slap on the wrist. They're seeking jail because they went down this fork in the road. And mind you, like I said,
real quick, I want to double check. I want to make sure I know. Crime in South Korea, conviction rate, guilty and still proven guilty. until proven in Japan and Korea. Guilty until proven guilty. Okay, 2021 crime rate and statistics 0.52, 12.32 decline. That doesn't really tell me anything. It doesn't really tell me what I'm looking for. All right.
This is just the first offense. This is not the second or third or whatever else offense. Just the first offense. Now, let me show you guys what happened.
By the way, remember the first offense was the convenience store offense.
And let me show you guys the articles here. There's a bunch of articles. And this has gone all over. So, for example, the first place I saw it was actually not Korean. It was actually Malaysian. Shout out to my Malaysian brothers and sisters. This is from the Malay Mail, which says South Korean prosecutors indict controversial American streamer Johnny Somali. Now, guys, a lot of words are thrown around, a lot of legal words are thrown around, and it's my job to clarify because a lot of people are confusing these words. So hopefully, let me try to educate you, okay? So step one, you have the filing of a complaint.
Mm-hmm.
That's when a member of the public, right, will file a criminal complaint in Korea.
Okay.
Then you have the police, and the police give a recommendation to the prosecutors. They recommend to prosecute them. That happened just the other day, right? The police recommended the prosecute to the prosecutors.
Mm-hmm.
And then the prosecutors indict. They indict, which means they're intending to send it to trial. And then at trial, that's a conviction if he's guilty. He has not been convicted yet. So we cannot use the word conviction. So once again, I am very intentional about what I use. So a lot of the issue here and the confusion is a lot of streamers don't understand the law. So they're using the word conviction. He's not convicted yet. It's going to take a little while. We'll get there though, guys. Be patient. We'll get there. We're not at a conviction. We have an indictment. We have charges, right? We have a criminal complaint's been filed. We have a recommendation by police. We do not have a conviction yet. We will. I guarantee you it's coming. We're going to get that conviction because it's an open and shut case. He's dead on arrival. But you cannot say convicted yet. And any other streamer that says that doesn't know what they're talking about. If you go and see any other streamer who's talking about conviction or he's guilty, he's not guilty yet. So I can't say that. I can say that.
I mean, like the website we saw before, guilty until proven guilty. So he's guilty until proven guilty at the moment.
Evidence that we have seen, including evidence I'm going to show you right now, has him dead to rights. Meaning there's no way he can fight it because it's just, you look at the video and it is. Let me show you some other stuff on the indictment itself. This is from the Korea Jungan Daily, right? Let me present this for you guys. Here it is. This is obviously a Korean periodical. Johnny Somali to face trial over convenience store outburst. So Johnny Somali, a U.S. streamer known for his offensive online antics.
Pretty sure we already saw that last time.
Face shooters on off. Ramsey was indicted without to the prosecution Wednesday. So this is what I reported. And anybody who says I reported that he was guilty or whatever else, I never reported that. I reported he was turned over. The prosecution took on the case as recommended by the police. That's what I reported, right? Which is accurate. Once again, that's why I am covered by defamation protections, because I say this is what is out there that is true, that's been put out by the other news. I'm just essentially going with public news and the law. I'm reading it in English, right? It's just facts. I'm adding an assessment for educational purposes because, of course, this is an educational stream. And education is clearly for the benefit of the public.
Facts.
Anyways, Ishmael uploaded a video of himself pouring instant noodles on a table in a convenience store. He also had an
Okay, yeah, we already saw all of this. Let me move on.
I've already shown you guys the ramen video. You've seen that. But this is another video in the same store. Watch this.
Hey, go.
Same store.
Don't touch me. What? Don't touch me. Hank. He's touching me. Hank, get this nigga. What are you touching me for? No, don't touch me, nigga. Don't touch me. You go back in 7-Eleven. Go back in 7-Eleven. Yo, go back in 7-Eleven. Yo, I don't know. Go back in 7-Eleven, bitch ass nigga. He bumped into me. Relax, bitch.
Literally.
Bruh.
So Johnny Somali, by the way, there hits somebody and then yells at them and threatens them, right? So let's watch.
Hank, let's go. Yeah, I did. Go away. Walk away, bitch. Tell that nigga go back in 7-Eleven. Shut up, ho. What I do? What I do? What's the problem? Yo, I didn't drink alcohol in 7-Eleven. It's on video, you stupid nigga.
Remember, Hank lives in South Korea. He was already deported from America. So he has to, if he fucks up because he wants to pal around with Johnny, he has to face any crimes, any punishment that they throw at him. You know what I'm saying? He doesn't have a passport to take away. He's just fucked immediately. So I don't know why he's trying to hang around with Johnny Somali and have his back and be his backup like that. Like, he's risking his own life for what? The few thousand subscribers that Johnny has? The small amount of clout that Johnny has?
Tell this nigga I did not drink it.
Yeah, freak away.
Who are you? Let go. Don't touch.
So even some random white dudes showing up to lecture him there, right? So that is his video at the 7-Eleven. Before, at the same 7-Eleven, he dumped the ramen. So right now, both of those facts are put together. So yeah, this is and let me get the super chat because I see for Iman Wan case you got for all of the crimes.
We've already been through this.
We've advanced to step 2. For the convenience store crimes, we're at step 3 going to step 4. We're really at step 4 almost. We're at like 3.9. We're like right before trial. So we've really advanced the convenience store crimes. But the rest of the crimes are still at step 2. Now, that does not mean that they will never get to step 3. So, for example, the drug charges, the assault charges, those are at step 2. Right? People are saying my Korean stuff. I said Imanwak. So we're at step 2, right? For a lot of the crimes. But we're gonna get
basically what he's saying is that Johnny Somali, aka Ramsey Khalid Ishmael, his other crimes are trailing behind the main crime that he's been charged for. And the main crime that he's being charged for, let me remind you, is just that if they can say that's a first offense, they'll be lenient on it. And then they're going to stack the other charges on top of that. So yeah, they got first offense, yeah, we'll be lenient on it. But these other offenses that we're trailing behind, oh yeah, no, son, we're going hard. We're going hard on that one.